I'll find my way back home.
Message is your feed master, and I ask once again, home. This is it was my bedroom to begin with, and then it was the spare room.
It was our bedroom for a bit.
It was our bedroom for a bit. The day room, the day bed, the big chair.
Oh, the comfy chair that I've been dreaming of for 2 months.
Yeah, these things that we didn't know if we'd ever get to enjoy with her. We're on day release. We've got about 10 minutes before we've got to get back on the road at 6 to get back to Ronnie's for 7, to feed her at 7, and then get back and put her on to PD dialysis at 8, and then 12 hours till the morning. But it's Easter weekend, it's the Saturday. We're feeling home.
Feeling nervous about Monday's bloods.
It's a weird duality. Like, we've met a lot of amazing people who've got crazy stories that make us look like Mila's just doing absolutely fine. Open heart surgeries and 6 months in, and then also you come here and you're like, everything's easy and everyone's got strollers and just enjoying life, and
Surreal.
It's surreal, and it's kind of helpful in a way though, because you kind of get used to the traumatic stories. And of course we've got a lot of challenge ahead of us, but there's also so much peace and joy and normality to enjoy as well. That's the beauty of dialysis. You were saying 50 years ago.
40 years ago, children with kidney failure died.
Yeah.
There was no medical routes and pathways for them. So I think that feels encouraging. Well, not only because we know that there is a good pathway for Mila now, but also in the future, the types of treatments that might be available in her lifetime as she continues to manage this later in life.
As AI gets involved with kidneys, and when it comes to Mila's family life, Mila thinking about having kids. Yeah, and I guess the crazy thing that I don't know if we'll put in this video, but is that we do have the genetic results now, and we do know which gene it is, and it's not the most common, but it's also not the most rare.
I had just had a feeling that it might be this completely unique thing that just has no explanation, and we would be sat in an unfolding story, an uncertain story for a much longer period of time. It's still unfolding, it's still uncertain, but there are some...
Well, what is knowable is now known, and knowing there are genetic tests, not having one is really annoying. So having that is good, and
also having the result now, because if the timings hadn't aligned so brilliantly, we had to get the bloods for the 3 of us in the following day in order to get into this research cycle that was going to take 6 to 8 weeks instead of 12 to 18 months potentially. So
and also it turns out it makes sense as to why she went into kidney failure so quickly, because they were a bit perplexed as to why what would normally happen in a year or 2 or 3 actually happened within 4 weeks. And they now know about that. And it turns out that the gene is inherited from me and isn't switched on as far as we know, or switch onable as far as we know, but maybe it is, and that's something we need to be careful about, and I need to go to the doctors and learn about that. A bit more serious than the gender reveal, which was the last time somebody had a clear bit of information for us that was very useful. It's just a bit more serious.
Should we make a video that's the actual genetics reveal with like balloons?
Yeah, I don't know.
Twisted gender reveal.
Yeah, twisted. That's it. Twisted gender reveal. No, I don't think
Genetic reveal. Well, it's good that we know that there might be something going on with you as well that we need to prepare for. And
I think that's the part of this, isn't it? Like, for her, we're just pleased that everything came to the surface as soon as it could, and we're on the journey. And same for me. Hopefully there's nothing there, but good to find out. Make sure I don't do a disappearing act too quickly.
No, well, don't do a disappearing act. Full stop. Thank you very much.
What else is there? So really, basically, they're happy to let us go home on Tuesday if, on the basis that home is now this, we are the nurses. So it's not like we're home and discharged and that's the end of it. We are doing the work 3 or 4 hours a day to do all the observations, clean up all the dialysis, do all the feeds and all the medications and everything like that, which we're delighted to do.
Change the
'Cause
dressings.
that
all-
one's
yeah.
a bit nerve-wracking still.
Bomb diffusion territory, all of
Yeah.
it really. The connecting her and disconnecting her from the PD and changing the catheter site, dressing.
If some of you want to see it, we might do a video where we show you around the house and stuff, because actually downstairs, like underground, feels like her ward, feels like her safe womb, her safe haven, and upstairs here is a bit more social. But we've bought hand sanitizers and hand towels and stuff so that we can maintain the same kind of level of, I'll show you actually because it's quite cool. Got this, so that'll just fix onto the wall, not here, and it's just automatic. So
Replicate hospital environment with a little bit more style.
we don't want it to be medical and like clinically unwelcoming, but we also want people to be reminded that this is not just a happy-go-lucky.
Yeah.
Like
No,
she's
we're going to be in hospital twice a week for the foreseeable.
for hardcore bloods and
Yeah.
EPO injections, and
Yeah.
in this
And
first
we can be
year,
readmitted at any time. They've told us to basically have a bag packed with
Yeah.
us every time we go to hospital. So
every clinic it's like possibly going in,
yeah,
and basically until she's about 1, the risk is still super high for her. Like the stats are.
even longer probably.
I think particularly this first month, and then I think the first year. Obviously, the risk just keeps going down as she gets bigger and more stable. But yeah, we're far from out of the woods, but it will feel a lot more relaxing to be in our own space.
Yeah. And we do know now that with this pathway, with this genetic variant, that it's very likely that Mila will have a nephrectomy. Both kidneys taken out, because essentially if the kidneys started to function again in any way and
She
she
started
starts weeing, that could be really problematic for the dialysis and would pose more of a risk. But actually the bigger thing I think with this particular genetic variant is the risk of tumours.
Yeah, and for a kidney transplant, they
do
would
it
take them
anyway.
out,
Yeah.
but they just wouldn't do it early.
Yeah, but it would be part of the pathway before having the transplant. They would take them out anyway. Luckily, the surgeons really love her.
That's true.
Since they fitted the catheter, they've been to visit several times.
Yeah, they're brilliant.
Georgia.
Yeah, and they split their time between Great Ormond Street and Evelina.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff we're monitoring and managing, you know, because of the amazing brain power of the doctors. But then also we just think that some of her stats might get better just by being here, because
Yeah, blood pressure.
it's quieter, it's more relaxed, better systems because there's only one patient, and
We're not living in a 3 metre square.
yeah, exactly.
bay,
We've
which
got
has-
about 50 times more space to create order, you know.
Yeah.
And then also like things like I've just got her this grounding bed sheet. I'm still trying to figure out how substantial the research is. Just doing any little thing we can to basically bring peace and stability to her experience, and getting the guitar out.
Yeah. If we are allowed to leave on Tuesday,
Yeah.
if the stats are good on Monday, Wednesday will be our first family day as just the three of us without any other humans.
The first day where we will wake up together, spend the day together, and go to bed together.
In our own bed.
And first time as a family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mwah.
So exciting.
All right.
Nerve-wracking and exciting.
So the
Watch this
next
space.
time you see us, if it looks like hospital, that's probably going to be a bad video. The problem is the clinic is in another part of the hospital, so we're actually not going to see a lot of them.
Oh my gosh, I mean, there's so many people. Georgie, Agnes, Courtney, Rosie, Tegan.
There's loads more.
Dozens. Peggy. I mean, obviously the PD nurses who will be part of our lives.
Yeah, but
forever.
I reckon we'll even get them on camera.
I hope so.
They'll love
Yeah.
it. Hannah, once you get Hannah going, oh my goodness, she's going to love it. Now, I do want to just say about Agnes, because when we were on rock bottom, I went and did a recce and gave her hell. She was the person I met when I drove over before we moved from Gosh. When we arrived on day 1, I gave her hell again because we needed more. We needed more support than they were offering. Then when the NG tube got put in and it was really difficult, I again gave her hell. And this week I just went and said to her how, it was quite hard to say actually because it's got quite emotional, but like how much her character has shone through, because she's been so steady and stayed open to us, even though she happened to bear the brunt of all of my frustration and biggest discontent, and the fact that she remains open and caring. I just think she's got amazing character, and it's amazing to think that that's what's at the backbone of this support system, and really encouraging. So I was glad we got to share some nice moments with her, because they have not all been easy.
No, they haven't. Also, just shout out to Andy and Emma and Shania, who are both expecting.
Oh yeah.
Just met some really fantastic. I mean, there's many more that we haven't said the names of, but they've been amazing.
Well, next
Watch
week,
this space.
watch this space. Watch this space. See you soon.
You still be standing.